in school just now. You gave any thought as to what career you'd like to get into?
I have, but I haven't decided yet. I mean, I thought of banking and even insurance.
I thought about insurance too, but I don't know much about it.
Neither do I. Let's find out more about this industry.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Ines Sinanan of the Trinidad and Tobago Insurance Institute. Welcome to Careers in Insurance, a dynamic world full of excitement, one in which you can choose a career from the many disciplines that are involved. Journey with us as we explore all the opportunities that there are in this career, and welcome. I'm joined by two young ladies here who are just as curious about what the insurance industry has. Maria and Nisha, I know, will be shooting a lot of questions similar to what you may have about what we can do in contributing to this industry. Welcome, Maria and Nisha. Maria, what are your questions for us today?
Can you describe what the insurance industry is all about?
Insurance, just like any other business, is about risk and return. But in particular, it focuses on the protection and management of assets. What is life insurance, life and good health, as well as those things that we later on amass in life called property. We are there to protect them and to manage them. And therefore the industry is divided into life, health, and non-life business.
Ms. Sinanan, can you tell us some more about the various departments which comprise the insurance industry?
Nisha, there are various involved, engaged and employed in this industry. For instance, there's finance, broad, which deals with the accounting aspect. You deal with investment. You also deal with actuarial sciences. You also have underwriting and claims, and you have adjusting as well as audits. There is also marketing and sales, where new products are developed or products are enhanced. Then you have information technology in today's world, where reach the customer very quickly, real time. you have programming, you have people who sit there and do the network administration. You also have data processing. The actuarial sciences are required, where you have actuaries that must do some statistics and do some trending in order to price a product. And that too is interwoven with the marketing and sales area. So it offers a variety of disciplines like any other business, so that people who feel that insurance mundane and it is boring. It is not at all that way.
What sort of qualities should one possess in order to be successful in this industry?
You have to be professional in whatever you do in your dealings with people, and above all, you must have a passion, like I have had, for what you're doing, because you are actually helping people to manage their business, to manage their lives and their good health, and as such, you must have a measure of integrity and honesty when you deal with them. Once you have those attributes, once you and you have confidence in yourself and competence in what you do, you will then derive the confidence that the insuring public needs.
Financial security. It allows us to go about our lives and pursue our goals with confidence, knowing that there's a solid pool of cash to draw upon. This is where insurance comes in, providing personal, health, motor vehicle, property coverage, as well as easing the financial loss associated with accidents. Damage and the death of a family's primary income earner. An ever-changing world requires ever-changing services. If you're up to the challenge of keeping the insurance industry in touch, then consider product development, where innovative instincts are always in use and where it all begins within the insurance industry. Clinton Lage is a product development manager whose advancement up the corporate ladder reflects the wide scope for advancement within the insurance industry on the whole.
All I knew as a teenager that I wanted to get into something that was profitable and was exciting. And I knew I did maths well, so it was the obvious choice for me.
And as our societies continue to evolve, the constant need for developing new products is always there.
Well, my role is really crucial to the company in terms of that is the major way in which they can increase their sales. their profits. What every company would like to do is be continually expanding their sales to meet the needs of the population.
And when it comes to product development, cooperation counts.
What is crucial in terms of bringing a product to the market is really the teamwork that goes in to merging all these different aspects. So there's a legal aspect in it, or the contracts need to be developed. There's aspect of looking at the experience of old policies and experience of the population at large, and letting that reflect what the price will be for that product.
Before insurance policies are issued, an evaluation of the risk exposures of potential clients and entities is done across the entire spectrum of insurance categories in order to determine whether will be accepted by the insurance company. This process is known as underwriting.
An underwriter is a person who really looks at the type of risk that is presented to him, whether it's a property insurance, a liability insurance, or for his car or his house. And the underwriter assesses this risk that is presented to him and decides what premiums are going to be charged and what terms and conditions are going to be put onto the policy and what excesses that may be applied depending on the particular risk that is presented.
Underwriting. Has a multitude of applications throughout the general insurance divisions.
Let's say a food processing plant in Frederick Settlement, Caroni. They would come to us and say, listen, we need some insurances. And they would normally hire an insurance broker. The broker now comes to us and says, well, listen, he wants some fire insurance because the people have a building, they have some equipment, they have some stock, they have desks and chairs, they want these things insured against fire. They would also want insurance for burglary. If somebody breaks into the premises and steals some of these stuff, whether it's computers, some of the stock, some of the equipment. For burglary. Then your workers must be insured. It's compulsory by law, but all your workers must be insured for something called workmen's compensation insurances. So if they are injured during and out of your employment, you're entitled to recover some money from your employers for loss of wages for the period that you have been injured. All these are particular risks that would be presented to the insurance company. And we now have to look at each, what you call a line of business, and now decide what price we're going to charge each of them.
which is why underwriting is one of the most important components of the insurance industry.
All the brokers people with potential risk contact the underwriting department. We now decide what price we're going to charge them. After we commit to that, we have to book it, which means booking it on the computer system electronically. Then we have to produce policy documentation. General insurance is a short-term insurance. It comes due for renewal every year. So we now have to pre-review when these come due for renewal and decide what type of terms and conditions we're going to offer for renewal, because they might have claims during the year as well too. So we need to decide whether we're going to accept them and at what price we're going to accept them at.
When it comes to placing a on a life insurance product, assessing a client's life expectancy is a major factor.
You fill out a form about your medical background, your history. That application comes into the underwriter, myself. I look at your age. I look at if you are suffering from anything. You may be diabetic. These things go into different tables, in terms of your mortality, how long you would live.
And this is one underwriter whose medical knowledge has come in handy, helping her to make the right diagnosis in at least one case.
A lot of attention to detail. Your underwriters must be very, very particular. Somebody says to you on an application, I went to the doctor for the virus, but he gave me glucophage. Now, the virus is a cold, but glucophage, a tablet, is a diabetic tablet. So when the underwriter sees that, she looks then at the question and says, are you diabetic? The client says, no. You then investigate. These are the things where you have to be very, very particular.
Because of the vital role that insurance companies play in our society, their operations have to be financially sound. Enter the actuarial department. Actuaries calculate the values of various insurance products and establish their profitability. Of course, it helps to be good with the numbers.
First of all, you have to love mathematics. I mean, I remember growing up and I liked mathematics from a very, very young age. Certainly you have to be top of your class in that particular area. You have to study very, very hard. The average Qualifies about 7 years.
James Camacho made it through this rite of passage. Now he is qualified to tell anyone about the wide scope for advancement that exists within the insurance industry.
It's a very interesting industry. There's something new every day in terms of, as I said, investments, in terms of challenges with customers and sales and so on.
Once teamwork comes into the equation, it all adds up.
I think it's very important that we all work together. You have to be how you do things, because everything one department does may affect other departments. So it's important for the whole team to work together to know exactly how everything you do affects other people in their jobs.
Great at crunching numbers? Well, according to our calculations, becoming an actuary may just be the right answer. Insurance sales are the very lifeblood of the industry. It's through its agents that insurance policies are distributed. It's a calls for a combination of determination and charisma, and the ability to convince potential clients about the importance of being insured.
My job and the job of other persons in my profession is to somehow try to get people to realize that these eventualities could take place today, tomorrow, maybe next week, in your life and in mine. And that it's important to have in place a structure that is designed to cushion you from the harsh effects, hazards that come about as a result of these situations taking place in our lives.
And while persistence pays off when it comes to selling policies, harmony and teamwork also play a major role in achieving the ultimate goal, attracting new customers and winning their trust.
The production of my organization comes not only from the fact that we produce insurance. We produce all levels of insurance, but we work together, but we enjoy one another's company. We have fun together. Because we have such a harmonious group, a diversified but harmonious group, it adds to the success that we're able to enjoy.
And while the support level is tight, a successful insurance agent has to understand the human element involved in this business and must demonstrate a willingness for hard work and sacrifice.
When one stays from the outside and looks on at individuals who have done well, individuals who have exceeded, understand that there's a significant price that they would have been required to pay. doesn't come any other way.
If you note our name, the Advocates, tells you what we are. We stand in place of orphans and retired people without sufficient incomes and so on. So that's what we are. And if you are coming in to work with us, then this is the philosophy. If you do it well, you'll make a lot of money, you'll be a very successful person financially. But we want you as well to be a successful person.
So once you know what it takes to join this group of advocates, you're well set for a rewarding career as an insurance agent. Apart from utilizing their own agents, insurance firms may also use brokers. Insurance brokers are independent operators who are licensed by the major firms to sell their products, and the role of the broker can be very crucial.
It saves the client going to how many insurance companies we may have registered in the and getting an individual quote from each of them, and then having to evaluate the policy that each of them will have to offer. That's the role of a broker. We're the middleman, but at the same time we're supposed to do a professional job.
Like all areas of the industry, respect for clients are among the key watchwords.
Your clients are your best referrals for new business. You know, you must treat your clients with the respect, you must get their respect, and they must you must understand their position, and they must understand your position. So at the end of the day, it's just straight down to service and trust.
Having been involved in insurance since the mid-1970s, Christian Lowe can tell you that brokers do spend a lot of their time on the road.
We get to go to conferences abroad, insurance conferences. Some of us are fortunate, we do travel a lot. There's opportunities. There's opportunities to see the world.
Some exciting perks indeed, but remember, succeed. Or any other industry for that matter requires ambition, hard work, and a commitment to providing excellent service.
You must have the passion for it. It's a passion. You must be able to enjoy yourself. I think it's an industry where you learn a lot. I would suggest to any youngster, if they're serious for it, consider it. Align yourself with a good company, a good training program. Take advantage of the local academy. Probably if you're fortunate and you're Go abroad and get some international exposure.
Can you describe the position you hold?
I'm the Senior Vice President and the General Manager of the General Insurance Division. I am involved in all aspects, not just only the insurance aspect, the operational part that deals with the accounting, the HR, information technology. I have had a beautiful networking with business people outside of the insurance industry. It makes for making the business and it makes for including people who are outside of the insurance industry to bring them in. It's a place where I feel many young people would want to be.
How did you get started in the insurance industry?
I was employed by the American International Group in the US of A in the law department as an administrative assistant. I always had the love for law, not knowing that the insurance company had a law department, but when I realized that the law department for the real area called production, which generates the revenue, I switched from the law into becoming an underwriter. I saw within the time that I was in the underwriting area, there was a myriad of discipline that I can be involved in. And I moved myself by advancing from one area into the next, so that from a general management standpoint, I understand what the departments are interlinked to do at the end of the day to serve the customer and serve the customer well.
Because of the group coverage they provide to major corporations and the investments they make in other industries, the very survival of insurance companies is important. Thanks to a process known as reinsurance, the insurers also become the insured.
Every insurance company has contract with another insurance company, and this is really called reinsurance. And this is the way in which we ensure that should we have any disaster, hurricane, earthquake, that we will be able to pay out all of the different claims to our policyholders, because that reinsure will not be another local insurance company, but most likely will be somebody in another location. So they will be unaffected by any natural that occurs here.
At the end of the day, it's all about credibility for the primary insurer and relief for its clients.
This is what the insurance company bases its whole idea about being profitable on. The fact that they also have an insurance contract with someone else, so that should anything happen to them, their policyholders and their clients will get paid.
And if you prefer to head straight for the land of reinsurance, all you need to do is follow directions.
The qualifications of whether you want to join an insurance company or a reinsurance company are actually quite similar. The main difference is in your sense of perspective.
Reinsurance, a pillar of strength, a solid foundation. Unfortunately, isn't cheap, and dealing with those hefty bills can leave you feeling under the weather, not to mention property damage and those highway fender benders. These expenses can hit you head on. The evaluation of such customer insurance claims falls on the shoulders of the claims analysts. He or she assesses the validity of custom insurance claims before calculating and authorizing benefit payments so that medical insurance clients, for instance, can get their money's worth.
People may not be able to afford full medical expenses if something critically happened to them, or some catastrophic cancers and the heart attacks and things like that. So that people would buy health insurance to ensure that by a small portion, which would be the monthly premium, they would be able to make a claim for a substantially larger amount.
And this same process applies to property and motor vehicle insurance. As a matter of fact, these areas employ the bulk of personnel in the insurance sector. Gerard Scott is a shining example of how far one can reach in the industry from even the simplest of beginnings.
I sort of fell into the industry by chance. After I left school and was looking for a job, my relative who was here was actually looking for persons to hire. And I got into the industry at a very early age, saying, insurance, I wonder if I could do this. I've certainly moved up, I've developed. I think a lot of the value is necessary. I think hard work and integrity and all of those things.
As always, if you have decided that a career in this industry is the right thing for you, then step up to the crease. Once you have the proper mindset, you'll go far.
Have a good attitude, have a good work ethic, show a lot of energy and enthusiasm for what they do.
How crucial is your role to the company's overall operations?
Well, in particular, where I am on the general insurance side of the business, we operate under profits. And as such, the risks that we assess must make money for the company, for the shareholders, and for the policyholders on the life side. I have had the experience of being on the HR side, and therefore, from a molding exemplary standpoint, I must be able to lead and help in the decision making throughout, not only with the management, but also with staff who must be empowered from time to time in order to assess a risk, to accept a risk, or to price it. As such, when we have the executive managers meeting, that team the senior executive and the managing director, the CEO, in order to lead the company forward into all kinds of strategies to stay on top.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
For instance, this. I've spent most of my life as an educator. I've spent most of my life in the insurance industry. And I like encouraging young people to become useful to themselves and to their community, and by helping them. Make some decisions that they ought to make for their lives. But in the job itself, I have had the marvelous opportunity of molding other people into management. After spending the number of years that I have spent in this career, I feel that I belong in just this part of the world in educating people. It is one that I take a great pride in. I have a passion for not just insurance, but for business and for young people getting on the right track in becoming independent and later on becoming interdependent with the
external networking to providing information, computers play a major role in the insurance industry, and the redevelopment of information technology systems has been ongoing.
Traditionally, information technology had been a backroom operation of large insurance companies. Huge mainframe systems locked away in the back. Programmers, COBOL programmers, ancient technology. What has happened with the advent of the internet and with the modern technology is that the insurance companies have taken the decision to modernize themselves, to re-engineer processes, and also to change out their systems.
Ready to log into the insurance fraternity? Well, save this word of advice from Lennox Phillip. You must set aside for understanding the insurance industry. It's a web of knowledge that'll be useful in the long term.
You have to be prepared to be constantly learning. You have to be prepared to be constantly retooling yourselves. And you have to be prepared to understand that as the industry develops and as the technology develops, that it is not a static state, it is continuing to grow, and you as a young person must take the lead and simply continue to educate yourself.
Now, if you're willing to make this commitment, then start emailing your resume, because once you're raring to go, the insurance industry wants you.
Come aboard now. You're about to catch a wave, you're about to catch a very important wave in the insurance industry in the Caribbean. We need bright young people. We need for you to come aboard, make a commitment to your career, make a commitment to the industry. You will not regret it.
Insurance companies have to abide by the law, and handling an insurance firm's legal matters is another key area of expertise. Compliance managers such as Roxanne Ford ensure that a company adheres to all local insurance regulations. After determining the effects of current and proposed laws, they educate their fellow employees about these new requirements.
We are required to review all your old ways of doing business and To say, are we in accordance with the guidelines? And the guidelines really do protect the company, they protect your clients, your customers, and your agents as well. So that's, I think, the most fascinating aspect of it, is designing the policies and procedures.
Apart from monitoring a company's practices, compliance managers also come to the fore when it comes to matters of litigation and disputed claims. They may also respond to customer complaints that have been filed with insurance regulators. So if you happen to have a background and a sense of innovation, then a promising future in compliance awaits.
I think it requires someone who's very creative to do the kind of work I do, because every day it's something different, a new challenge, something new and exciting, something which I guess your attitude would determine if you thought it was exciting, but it's always something new, a new policy or procedure to implement, something new to look out for. I think even things as getting products approved, that's also part of what we do, in terms of getting our products approved at the supervisor of insurance and all the different places where we do business.
If you're make it as a compliance manager or enjoy success in any other area of insurance, always remember to keep your eyes on the prize.
I think what would make any young person a success in this business is that they're being goal-oriented. If it is that you have your goals set as to where you would like to be in a management position, there's no difference in getting there in an insurance company as in any other industry. The main thing I would say is certainly not to rule out insurance. The opportunity to work with the meet the needs of different people. I think once you're a young person who's bright and who you're open and you're looking for a challenge, insurance certainly has that to offer you.
What sort of advice would you give to youngsters who may be interested in joining the insurance industry?
First and foremost, I think that the insurance industry offers security. Security not only in terms of a job, but security that they can afford the nation as a whole. There are also many opportunities for advancement. For you, the career-minded person, there is if you are thinking of moving forward into amassing wealth, not for yourself, but for advising other people as a financial advisor. There's also the financial independence that you would enjoy later on in the industry as you move forward. Like I started from way below as an administrative assistant, and in today's world I am at the very top of the pinnacle that a woman can be in the insurance industry. You also get personal satisfaction, and these are just some of the benefits that you can accrue coming up. industry. The discipline that's there, the fact that you can advise people about how to manage their assets, and even for yourself, the job security that it affords you.
Ms. Sinanan, why do you consider the insurance industry to be of importance to the society and by extension to young people?
The insurance industry is a part of the financial services sector. It lends itself, as I said earlier, to all aspects of business, making people more people-oriented, that people have from a professional standpoint in helping them to identify areas where they would like to pursue in their career, to help others to protect their assets and manage it. As a matter of fact, the insurance industry plays a very important role in the GDP of this country, and therefore it offers investment not only to the government but to the industry as well, and as such it will be one that will continue for time, not only here but throughout the world. I encourage people who are thinking of a career, of all the disciplines that we have discussed, choose one of them, be competent in it, and join the insurance industry. Nisha, Maria, this has been a great discussion with both of you. I know you're making the right choice. Go ahead and join this great industry called insurance. Good luck. Good luck.
Wow, I had no idea the insurance industry was so exciting. Nisha,